In this part, we will discuss about vegetative propagation, that is the method of asexual reproduction in plants. Why we are calling it vegetative propagation? Because in plants, when root, shoot, leaves, they are used to form new plant. That method is called vegetative propagation. These all parts are called vegetative propagules because they are helping to produce new plants. Many people have misconception that new plant is only formed from seeds. We have to collect seeds from female part, and after sowing of those seeds we are going to get new plant. But along with that, there are other methods in which plant use root, shoot or leaves to produce new plant. That is vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation is of two types: natural vegetative propagation, artificial vegetative propagation. In natural vegetative propagation, there is no role of human being. Plant part itself, they grow and they form new plant. As here, in some plants, underground roots, that is root tuber, they develop buds on them, and then those bud they grow and they form new plant. Example of plants in which underground root form the new plant is dahlia, and in some plants underground stem that also play role in propagation of a plant. Example is potato, which you are using or which we are eating, that is actually tuber. And potato tuber has eyes on it, and those eyes represent bud, and those bud play role in formation of new potato shoot or new potato plant. You can use complete potato, you put that under the soil to generate new potato plant, or you can cut the potato into parts and then each part can grow into new potato plant. But condition is that each part should have bud on it. And same with the ginger. Ginger which we are consuming, in most of the Indian families, they use ginger in their tea. So in ginger, their underground stem is called rhizome, which act as vegetative propagule, which act as reproductive unit to form new plant. Why we are calling ginger underground stem? Because it has nodes and internodes on it, which is the identifying feature of a stem. Otherwise, in your earlier classes, you studied that the part of the plant which lie below the soil, that is root, and the part which lies above the soil, that is called stem. But it is not the identifying feature. Okay, it is not the exact definition. Actually, what happens? What is the identifying feature of a shoot or a stem? It has nodes and internodes on it. So identifying feature of a stem is presence of node and internodes. Because of that, potato, ginger, they are underground stem. And what about colocasia? I think you heard about arbi, which we consume, which we utilize as a vegetable. In colocasia, reproductive unit is corn, and in onion, outer part, this outer part which we remove, that is scaly leaves, and inner side to it, these are fleshy leaves. What about their stem? That stem get reduced and lies as a disc-like structure at the base. It is reduced stem. Okay. What kind of stem? Reduced stem at the base, and roots are attached to it. And some plants, they reproduce with the help of subaerial stem. Their subaerial stem play role in vegetative propagation. For example, in grass, runner, in mint, sucker, and in strawberry, stolon, and opposite, that is reproductive unit in water hyacinth. You will study about water hyacinth in your class 12, which is also called terror of Bengal. Number 4, adventitious buds. Some plants they reproduce with the help of their leaf. An example of such type of plant is Bryophyllum, as it is a leaf of Bryophyllum and these are buds. Okay, these buds detach from the leaf and form new plant, and sometimes the entire leaf that fall down and these buds they generate and they form new plants. Bulbil, which is a modified flower which get modified. Bulbil is reproductive unit of agave, which is called century plant. So vegetative propagation is formation of new plant from vegetative parts. Because of that we are calling it vegetative propagation. It is of two types, natural and artificial. In natural we discussed that underground root, dahlia, underground stem, potato, ginger, colocasia and onion, subaerial stem, runner, reproductive unit of grass, stolon, reproductive unit of strawberry, sucker, reproductive unit of mint, offset, reproductive unit of water hyacinth. Then there are some plants which reproduces with the help of their leaf. Example of such plant is Bryophyllum, bulbil, that is reproductive unit of agave. Artificial vegetative propagation. There are three methods of artificial vegetative propagation. First one is cutting. In cutting method, we can use stem cutting or root cutting, even leaf cutting to produce new plant. Like sometimes you went to your friend's house and you saw there very beautiful rose. Okay, then the idea came in your mind that this should be at my home, the same rose I want at my home. So what you did, you ask your friend to take cutting of stem of that particular rose and then you plant that stem in a pot at your home. After gap of 2 months or 3 months, same flower you will get at your home. Means with the help of stem cutting you are going to get complete plant. And example of plants in which we can generate new plant with the help of stem cutting, that is rose, sugarcane. And there are some plants in which we use root to form new plant, that is lemon, tamarind. Okay. Another type of artificial vegetative propagation is, another method of artificial vegetative propagation is grafting. What we will do in grafting? Like the benefit of grafting is, in grafting we can bring characters of or desirable characteristics of two different plants in one plant. In this method what will we do? We take stem part of, upper part of stem of one plant, like it is a plant, entire intact plant. Okay, we remove its upper part and there is another plant. Okay, in this plant we remove its upper part but we are not going to use its upper part. Okay, what will we do? We remove the upper part of this plant and we bring it, upper part of the plant we cut down. We are not going to use this part, only upper part of this plant we are using. We take this piece and we attach this piece on this plant where we already removed the upper part. Okay, we are using the rooted part of this plant. This part we are using, what we did? We cut the upper part of this plant. This part remain as it is there. We are going to use only its upper part and we paste that upper part on another plant in which we remove the upper part of that plant. Okay, next step, we paste that upper part on the lower part of this plant. Now the upper part of the plant which we are using, which we shifted from this plant on this plant. Are you getting my point? That one part we are taking, that is rooted part along with root, another part without root, and we pasted those two parts together. We are using two different plants. We are using parts of two different plants. In one plant, from one plant, what we take? We take only the upper part. This much part we are going to use. And in another plant, we are using this part. So we pasted the upper part on the rooted part of this plant. How we attach them? How we cut them? When we cut the stem, we have to cut that stem in slanting way. Okay? And when we attach these two pieces of different plants, during attachment, one thing which we have to take care that we have to make connection between their cambium. You studied about lateral meristem, about cambium in class 9. It is that tissue which play role in secondary growth of plant. Secondary growth means increase in width. Okay, increase in width. So that is carried out by cambium. So connection between cambium is mandatory. So we pasted the two parts together, and upper part without root, that is called sign, and rooted part, this lower part is rooted. Rooted part is called stalk. And now the fruits which come on this plant, that fruit having the quality of these two different plants. So in grafting method, we can combine characteristics of two plants in one plant. This is all about grafting. Grafting can be carried out like in apple or other kind of fruits. We can do the same. Then third method of artificial vegetative propagation is layering. Okay, what is layering? In layering, what we are going to do? We take the branch. These branches are very flexible. We are going to use the lowermost branch or the branch which is near to the base of the plant. We bend that down. Okay, that flexible branch which is near to the bottom of the plant. We bend that and we put some soil on it. We cover the portion of that branch with the soil. After some times, what happens? There is appearance of roots on that covered part of the plant. When roots appear on that covered part of branch, then we detach this plant from here and this branch generate new plant. Okay, how we are getting new plant? By bending the branch which is near to the base, and then we cover the portion of that branch with soil. After some times there is appearance of roots on the covered part of that branch. Then we detach, we cut this branch from the main plant, and there is generation of, or this branch will grow into complete new plant. Layering is of two types. Mound layering, the method which we did here, that is mound layering. It can be carried out in jasmine, strawberry. Then another type of layering is there, aerial layering. In aerial layering, we are not going to bend down that branch. We just on aerial stem or the branches which lies very more height from the base, what we will do? We remove the bark of that particular branch or that particular part of the plant, and we remove that bark up to the cambium, up to the inner connection, and then we put some clay, grafting clay on this portion from where we removed the bark. What we are going to capt on it? We keep grafting clay. We cover it with grafting clay. How grafting clay is prepared? With the help of hay, cow dung and clay. We use these material in 1:1:2 ratio. Okay. And aerial layering, when we put the cover of grafting clay on it and after that the polythene cover, after some times what happen? There is appearance of roots from upper part. Then we remove this branch from here and we are going to get new plant. It is aerial layering. It can be carried out in pomegranate, lychee, etc. Advantages and disadvantages of vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation, it is faster and more certain method of propagation, means less time consuming process. In short period of time we are going to get result. Like seed. If we want to produce a new plant from a seed, then seed will take time to germinate, and then for its vegetative growth, after that reproductive phase will come, then we will get the product or seeds. So comparatively this is less time consuming process, and with the help of vegetative propagation we can produce disease free plant we can produce. That is a method which we are going to discuss later on. Tissue culture. New individual is exactly identical to their parents. Okay, they are genetically, morphologically exact copy of their parent. Survival chances are more and easier, less expensive process. Rapid rate of multiplication is there. And plants which are unable to produce seeds, like banana, seedless grapes, oranges, they can be easily grown up by vegetative propagation. What are the disadvantages? Disadvantages of vegetative propagation is it does not produce new varieties. Sometimes it leads to overcrowding around the parent plant, and as new varieties are not formed, so less adaptability can be seen in the product of vegetative propagation.